Jesus is getting ready to come, and he's stirring up revival on the inside of us. And you can feel it. And you can feel the pressure of the enemy at the same time, trying to get us to back off. Let's acknowledge Jesus. Jesus, we thank you and praise you that we are a part of your life, that you made it so that we are involved in what you're doing, those of us who believe. Thank you for that word, this word that you have for us today. We acknowledge you, we praise you. We give you all the glory. Thank you, Jesus. So he is just stirring things up on the inside of us, telling us where to go, what to do. And he said, we're just not moving. And it's time to move. It's time to go out and do his work. But we're letting the enemy intimidate us. We're letting him stop us by the things that he says to us. Like, you can't. What if? And you're not good enough. And they're not going to receive you. And on and on and on. He's making us afraid to do the greater work if we let him. And Jesus is saying, it's time to move in. It's time to move past your fear. It's time to get up out of that mundane life that you're living, frozen in the place where the enemy is just saying you can't. And God is saying you can. I'm with you. I'll never leave you or forsake you. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there. I'm not going to let you down. I'm going to show up. But I need you to have faith in me. I need you to believe and not be afraid. I need you to speak words of faith, not words of doubt. I need you to spend more time with me, fast and pray, so I can empower you. So you can hear me. So there's clarity. That's what he's saying. Instead of just doing life as usual, like so many are, and be caught in the storm when he gets here without a safety net, it's going to be horrible for you. I'm asking you to come out from among them. He's saying that. Come out from among them and do his work. Be prepared. Be aware of what is about to happen. Don't be oblivious to it by just walking away from your assignment. You have to do it. You're called to do something, and you have to do that. You were created for just that part that he's asking you to do, and you can't get away with not doing it. It's not a choice. And you know what it is, and you're trying not to listen. You're going the other way. You're running from God. Just like Jonah. He ran. He ran from God. He didn't want to do it. He was afraid. And Jesus is saying, please trust me. Don't be afraid. Don't reject me. I've called you to do this, and I'm not asking you to do it by yourself. I'm asking you to let me do it through you. You really have nothing to do with it. It's me and you. I'm just asking you to say, yes, Lord. That's what he's saying. Yes, Lord. Will you say, yes, Lord? Will you go even if you're afraid? Will you walk on the water? Will you trust him? The way to do that, as I said, is fast and pray. Spend time with him. Before Jesus' ministry, he fasted and prayed. He spent time with the Father. He was encouraged. He was anointed. Acts 10:38 said he was anointed to go around doing good, healing all those who were oppressed and harassed by the enemy. Yes, you can. You can do it because he's going to anoint you to do it. You can't do it in your own strength. You can't do it any other way. except through him. He said, you can't do anything without me. God is depending upon us. If you say you love me, then you'll obey me. If you love me, you'll obey me. If you say you love me, then obey me, and I'll show myself. And you will glorify the Father. What you ask, I will do. He's saying, ask me and I'll do it. Because you're saying yes to me. Because you'll do what I asked you to do. Don't give the enemy a foothold. Don't let him control you. Don't let him get into your emotional state. Don't let him get you to live by how you feel. I'm afraid I can't do it. Don't let him do that. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. To have faith, you need to speak the word, not meditate the lie. Speak it out loud. Get bold and say it. And when you say it, you'll be able to do it. When you spend time with Jesus, you'll be able to do it. He wants to prepare you for your ministry. And the only way really to let him do that is to fast and pray. Spend time with him. Let nothing else be the most important thing to you except him. Just let him be the most important thing to you. And then go and do his work. Don't run from him. Don't make him beg you. Really, right? Just do it. Just do it for him. Look what he did for you. You can do that for him. You can do it. You want to do it. You're aching to do it. But you have that fear. And you have to step over it. Don't let anything exalt itself above the true knowledge of God. If he said you can do all things with me on the inside of you to strengthen you, then you can do it. And you got to tell yourself you can. You got to stir yourself up. Pray in the Spirit. Spend time with him. That's the most important thing. Hang out with him, no one else. And you're going to be able to do what he's asking you to do. Just step out there and do it. Just say, I'm going to do this. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Greater is he that's in me than he that's in the world. He has a plan. He has a plan as you step out. He has a plan to fulfill his will on the inside of you, the promise he gave you. And he's going to multiply. He's going to multiply everything in your life. And he's going to anoint you. You don't have to depend on yourself. You just have to show up. You have to show up. And that thing that he's stirring on the inside of you will happen. And we got to start somewhere. Just start where he's telling you to start, even though it seems ridiculous and like nothing's going to happen, and maybe nothing will happen the first time, but keep going. I'm encouraging myself too right now. Keep going. Keep doing what he said to do. Don't be afraid. Only believe. He said that to Jairus. Don't let that fear come upon you. You have authority over the enemy. He's trying to get you to not do it. He doesn't want you doing the will of the Father. He doesn't want you doing his greater works. He doesn't want you entering into eternal life. He doesn't want to see anybody healed and made whole. Resist him. We were talking about that 2 days ago. Resist him. And the Passion Translation says that he will flee in agony. He's going to be distraught. Oh my goodness, they're believing God. I hate this. I'm out of here. Submit to God. Don't submit to the enemy. He plays with your emotions. That's how he controls you. With the fear, the anxiety. He comes and says things to you to get you to examine something you did and condemn you for it. He's the accuser of the brethren. Jesus is lifting you up. But it depends upon who you're going to hang out with. You can hang out with the enemy. You can sit there and listen to him put you down. and condemn you for all the things that you did. Or you can just get up and walk on the water and be sure that God is going to be there so that you don't fall in. And even if you do, just like Peter, he'll pull you up and you'll start again. And you're going to do it. You're going to be strong and courageous. Look what the Lord has done. Look what he's done in you already. He's going to finish that work he started in you. Don't worry about it. He is going to do what he said he's going to do. It's common sense to know that. When he lives on the inside of you, you can just be assured. Why would he live on the inside of you if he wasn't going to strengthen you and be there for you? Him living on the inside of you is you're a part of him. God's Spirit on the inside of you to empower you to do what you can't do by yourself. That's why he's there. Well, maybe you're thinking, well, I'm really like playing around with this sin. That's to distract you. You don't have to. You have God's power in the inside of you to let go of that thing. Just ask him to help you and he will. Just be willing. Be willing and obedient and you will eat the good of the land. Just do it. Just do what he said. Just step over that threshold. You will be so glad you did. And no matter how it goes, you did what he said. You did his will. You didn't shrink. You didn't sit. You didn't shrink in fear. You got up and you walked out on the water. It looks impossible. Nobody knows me. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to hear anything I have to say. It's okay. Just keep doing what you're told to do. That's how we start. That's how we start, just doing what he said to do. Acknowledge him. Don't acknowledge your feelings. Don't acknowledge what's around you. What you see is temporary. What is unseen is eternal. Just wants to encourage us today to just go ahead and let that gift come out and flow. Flow out from on the inside of you. Stop judging yourself. Stop letting other people judge you. Stop comparing yourself. You're not to compare yourself to someone else. That's not how you were created, to look like someone else. You were created to be you. So stop putting yourself down. Stop letting the enemy tell you how weird you are or how it won't work or you can't do that. Jesus said, whoever believes in me will do what I was doing. We all have an assignment. We all have a part. And he's expecting us to come through for him. He gave his life so that God's Spirit could be on the inside of you, so he can teach you, counsel you, be there for you. He's asking you to be there for him. All you got to do is show up, and he'll do the rest. You can count on him, and you already know that. So remember all that stuff that he already did for you. And know that you can count on him. He said, you'll never be disappointed if you trust him. So you're thinking, well, I don't have the money, I don't have this, I don't have that. Don't worry about it. He's got a plan. I know the plans I have for you, they're for your good. Not to harm you, but for your welfare. He's going to take care of you. He told the disciples in the 77, don't take anything with you for your journey. He told Abraham, leave your country. It's time to go. That was a word I got today. It's time to go. It's time to move forward and be strong and courageous. and do what he's telling you to do. And you will be richly rewarded. So that's the word I have for you today. Let's acknowledge him. Jesus, I thank you and praise you for this word that you've given us, for this encouragement, for the confirmation of knowing it is time to move. There's no time to delay. Jesus is knocking at the door of your heart, and he's saying, heed my voice, and I will come, and I will dine with you. What does that mean? He's going to eat with you. He's going to hang out with you if you heed his voice. And if you don't, you're rejecting him. And he's really not there, and you might think he is. You might be following the voice of the enemy. He comes, all decorated, dressed up, like who he's not. He tries to be God. He tries to be you, like, oh, that was you. It was him. He's out to kill, steal, and destroy. You can't trust him. And the only way he can be your God is if you do trust him. And you're trusting him when you don't heed the voice of the Lord. When you live by your feelings. When you just do what you want. When you eat what you want. That's a big thing. Because we're so focused on feeding our flesh that we're starving our spirit. You want to be healthy, strong, and courageous so that God can send you out. It's okay to go without food for a while. You're not going to die. You're going to be better. It's good. It's healthy for you. Let him lead you. Let him call you on a fast. Don't run from him because you don't want to go without food. Really, the thing you have to remember is your flesh wants to take over. And if you can't go without food, it's way too strong and you need to tame it down. Tell your flesh, nope, you're not going to do this. Yep, we're fasting today. Nope, you're not having this. You're not having that. So, thanks so much for listening today. God bless you.